What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to My Mom Hates Anime. I'm Kim, and this is
her mom.
And today we're watching episode 27 of Fullmetal Alchemist.
Mm-hmm. This episode is entitled Interlude Party, and it's probably going to pick up. Of course, it's going to pick up right where we left off, where Ed had opened up the portal, and Envy and Ling had jumped through, as well as Ed. And Ed got to see a glimpse of Al's actual physical body in a room of this white abyss with two stones. Mm-hmm. But he could not go with him because he has to leave with his own soul. So we are back, and we're going to see what happens. Make sure everybody gets out okay.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
You look down. Drink up.
Pinocchio.
What's that?
Winry's grandma?
That's Winry's grandma?
That's Granny.
What? She looking good. Episode 27, Interlude Party.
It's nice to relax like this for a change. I guess you don't think this is the right time for a party, do you? People have to enjoy themselves when they can.
Was she talking to the dad?
Hohenheim, yeah.
Okay. Ishval. Oh, shoot.
There have been reports of uprisings in the north and west as well.
Oh, shoot. He's back. Hughes. Granny. She still rocks the same hairdo.
Yeah.
I don't dance. I'll just sit here and watch you.
But that's no fun. Come dance with me.
Weren't your two boys around her age when they started planning to bring back their mom?
Wait, what's going on?
You know, I'm confused now.
Why didn't you say anything to them?
Nothing can change the reality of what they've done. Their sin is still a sin.
It still gets me freaked out. It signifies the blood on his hands.
True. This is weird. It's a lot of back and forth of stuff we've already seen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a recap.
Granny's name is Pinocchio. Is this like a memory he's like revisiting?
How could anyone say humans aren't weak? It's an inherent trait. They certainly do make a good natural resource.
He's talking to himself.
Yeah.
This is weird. This is weird. Pinocchio.
Rock
oh,
Bell.
Yeah? Okay, Rock Bell. You're right.
This is just a lot of flashback, which anime does.
It's weird that he was talking to himself, though. And then she was referring to the boys, but she's older.
I think that was just all in his head. I think he was reliving a memory and just having a conversation with her, like,
in his mind?
Yeah, in his mind. It's just flashbacks.
Okay, let's just fast forward it then, because I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
I can barely keep up as it is. Oh, interlude party. An interlude is like an introduction.
Oh.
So
okay, I'm just gonna keep skipping until we see something we haven't seen before.
Sounds good.
It wouldn't have changed anything. I've watched humanity for a long time now. It's like they choose to be helpless. They either run away or they roll over.
What the heck?
It's in his mind.
We will never give up.
That is true. It is a human characteristic.
Well, the only way we're gonna find out is if we try. It's better than just lying down and accepting it.
You're really getting worked up over this, aren't you? You know that they're going to wind up dead no matter what you do. Take whatever is important to you and run away as far as you possibly can. Isn't that right, Hohenheim? You think you can change things? Humans are nothing but a resource. And if we don't use them, they'll spread like weeds. You can't change reality, only your perception.
We will change because we can change. If not, then we wouldn't have any reason to grow, to get strong.
That might be their mother.
I was gonna say, it looks like their mom.
We have to fight in order to live, and that's what will make us strong.
It's like he's seeing the goodness in her. She's a reminder.
Then think about us.
Oh, you're right.
All of the days we spent with our family in Risenwold.
Oh my god, they're so cute. So cute. Granny. Just dipstick. Oh wow. Fever dream.
Basically.
I was dreaming. Thanks for all the help.
That was Stray Dog. Whoa, 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 whoa.
So there will be a lot of cuts that was like 90%, 95% just flashbacks that were very unnecessary. It's one of the reasons why I struggled to sit through Naruto, just Flashback Nation.
What's that? Another
anime.
Okay, and it's Flashback Nation.
Yeah.
So we were talking, and then this is called Interlude Party. And then Interlude, of course, is a brief interweaving episode. Or it's kind of like a break before the actual thing. So this is one big flashback, and we had to, like she said, it's going to be edits because I can barely follow along as it is, and I thought this was happening again. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
I immediately caught it, and I was like, oh no, this is ridiculous. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that we've already seen, and of course there were big moments. A lot of that was just big parts of the anime in the past, of like parts that were inspirational, thought-provoking, but again, we've already seen it. We want to know what's going to happen next. We left off on, the boys, or not the boys, but Ling and Ed trying to get out of,
out of the homunculus abyss.
And so it was a little frustrating that we didn't get to see what happened next. We got to this, but I mean, sure, it was interesting seeing Hohenheim have this like internal conflict, this weird fever dream that he was having.
It was cool to see. I mean, it was annoying, but it was really cool to see, like you said, back to Hohenheim, having that little fever dream, and then having like Granny. So it was. Young Granny. It was interesting to see like the people that have influenced him, because again, this is his thoughts in his own mind. So who does he bring up? He brings up Granny. Pinako? Pinako. Well, her name Pinako. So I like to call her Granny, but her name Pinako. So brings up Granny, like basically having this conversation with him, like reminding him of things. Like, what about, it's like you and your boys brought up when she said your two boys, you can see like a flinch in his response, because that's of course hitting a spot. And then having him again think, remember, and then diverting to his wife, which I didn't know it was. You knew immediately.
It looked like her, yeah.
Yeah, that it looked like her, and it was her. So he's pulling from these influences in his life to remember what he's done. But he's been responsible for some bad stuff.
Yeah, he has. And I think it was interesting because obviously young Pinako was not aware of any of this. Like, when all that happened, Pinako was Granny, older. So he's using a younger version of her, the version that he knows well, which is like a lot of familiarity, to have this, back and forth internal dialogue. Because we see three versions of him. The one that's sitting on the stump, or the log, is the one that's being conflicted. When we saw the face being ripped off of Pinako when it was him, I think that version of Pinako / him is the humanity wanting to come out. But then we saw the evil version of him, and that version is, I would say, probably the more dominant version, the one that is making all these cutthroat decisions to do horrible things. And he's like, why do you care about these humans? Like, they're just a resource.
Yeah, they said, I made that note myself, like, humans are just a resource used to study. Like, why are you caring about them? They're simply a resource.
He even said something along the lines of, you can't change reality, just your perception. Which is kind of true in a sense. And in this episode, he's trying to tell himself, you can't change the fact that these humans are weak. You can look at them a different way if you want, but they're going to always be weak. And
I think it's true, like, just to kind of hit back on the changing perception, like, it's like you can do two things. You can face the realities of the world and be honest with yourself with what's going on, whether it's in the anime or in actual life, or you can choose to live in a bubble and not deal with anything. My perception is, the perception that way is everything's right in the world and nothing's bothering me because I'm in my house and I'm cozy and I'm eating and I work and I come home and my life is perfect. However, on the other side of the world, or the block, even next door, someone's struggling. What's their perception look like? That's their reality. But one thing I really liked about this episode was when they were pulling the face of Granny off and the sliding of the skin, and then you saw him underneath there, to your point, him wanting to be more, that part of him aching to be more human and making more decisions based upon what's right and what's wrong, and not for the good of science or for domination,
Yes.
But like you said, that dominating part, that's about 90% of him, probably, at least 80% of him.
Yeah.
Because he's made those decisions and it's affected him. And then he said about the boys, Granny said something and he made the comment, and you might have remembered it a little bit more clearly than I do, but he said, nonetheless, a sin's a sin. Like they try to say, it doesn't matter. Like, a sin is a sin. What they did was wrong. You know, like trying to bring her back from the dead and basically doing what he's done. I
know. I was thinking about that too. I'm like, that's a double-edged thing, because you're committing how many sins, and yet you're over here reprimanding them for what they've done.
Yeah, you're gaslighting the boys when you've done worse.
It's so weird. I don't know.
So, as you can see, we did skip. There's going to be edits, but from the portions that we did watch, we really did a deep dive.
I went slow to see, like, okay, there's probably more Hohenheim coming up, so I went slow to skip. So we definitely bypassed all those flashbacks, because that was just a waste of time.
Yeah, it was. And it was nice to see Hughes.
Yeah, we did see Hughes for a
Hughes
moment.
was back in effect. Back in effect.
Weird seeing the dead.
Back from the dead.
I don't have any other notes. Do you have any other notes?
I have no notes. I think for what we watched, we had a good conversation. It was probably like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was really quick. What do you rate the episode?
God, I'm gonna give it a 3.
That's very generous.
Because I was so lost, but from the little bits that we talked about, kind of helped me with Hohenheimer Smith, Hohenheim's character and his thought process, and then it was nice to see Granny as a young lady, not this little rickety old smoking.
Yeah, she shrank a lot.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, 3. And not to be generous. No, 2.5. I take it back.
I was losing my mind when she started talking about the boys. I'm like, wait, isn't this Granny? That was her
I know.
name. I'm like, it looks like her.
Yeah.
She's smoking a pipe. Is this not Granny? Anyways, that was a very frustrating episode just because it didn't really progress much. We did get to see stuff about Hohenheim. I give this episode a 1. Not good.
Yeah.
It was a waste of our time.
It was a waste. And I'm sure you guys will disagree with us on that, but this is how we feel.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And the comments are like, you forget everything. You should watch the flashbacks.
True.
Flashbacks are a waste of time.
If I watch flashbacks, someone think it's happening double. I'm like, wait, is this happening again?
Yeah,
What's
she was
going
getting
on?
very confused.
I was getting super confused. I'm like, no, what's going on?
All right. That's everything. As always, like and subscribe. Follow us on this journey. I'm Kim, and this is
her mom.
And we are
My mom hates anime, especially episode 27.
This bad episode. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, spooky babies.